All right, fucking g'day. Here we are in Australia, the best country on earth, for another episode of the Barbell Bros podcast. Paul, how are you?
It's a very patriotic opening to the podcast.
It's so funny how patriotic people are. Like, it's good. It's good, but I don't know. I don't know what your algorithm's like, but when I scroll the algorithm,
My algorithm's exactly like yours. We've got the same algorithm.
I get a lot of. It's so funny, you know, Big Chocky.
Yeah, I love Big Chocky.
So, like Big Chocky's, I don't know how many. He's got hundreds of thousands of followers now, maybe even a million. I don't even know. But like, Chocky started following me, and I used to message back and forth with him when he had like, I don't know, 5,000 followers or something. So like, and we would message and shit, and I'll send him products every now and then. He wasn't like famous, and then I just watched him just blow up. Like,
I mean, my mum always sends me his content. My mum loves Big Chocky.
Big Chocky.
He's Greek,
bro. Big Chocky has he's been on Mark Boris.
Yeah,
He's been on Carl Stefanovic. It's just
I love my my algorithm is just extremely right wing, of course, and I'm assuming yours is as well.
Yeah,
it's just completely right wing, and it's just like it just keeps. The thing is, the longer I watch reels, the more it just feeds me more and more, and I could just sit there for hours, and I'm just saving all these reels, thinking I'm going to go back and send them or rewatch them. I do nothing with them.
Oh, the problem is
I just send them to you.
Sometimes I find one of them so funny, I'm like, oh, the world needs to see this. And then I share it, I'm like, oh, this is probably something I should just keep between friends.
Yeah.
That's the problem I have sometimes.
You got to be careful what you like as well.
Oh, when I see I'll see something, I can't think of any examples, but just diabolical about a race or a person or whatever. And I'll just see someone I know to like it. I'm like, oh, I was not expecting that.
That's the most unhinged content is when someone literally likes a sketchy reel. You can't like it because it pops up on people's feeds. Like, oh no, you can't look at this. Especially with business, because you don't know who you're going to be, communicating with through business. You don't know their political views, and who cares? Like, you don't really, it's just business. But if you've got like an account or a store of someone that's passionate about something and they're seeing you going liking all these reels that they're against,
yeah,
it just creates that tension before you even see them.
Like, I get that people have strong opinions, and I have strong opinions about a lot of things as well. But sometimes I think it's good to just keep your strong opinions to yourself.
Totally.
Like, it's a difficult one because, like, if you don't share strong opinions, like, there's no sort of voice for change. But then if you share them, you just, I don't know, kind of like potentially isolating yourself in a way, or only allowing yourself to be able to communicate with one type of person rather than a broader array of people.
I think the best people are the ones that, they share their opinions, but they don't like demonize the opposition or the other people.
Yeah.
They can kind of say, this is how I feel, these are my opinions and my thoughts, but they're open to the views of both parties.
There's an eloquent, calm, respectful way to say it.
Well, I was telling you the other day, like, all these things have popped up on the Grammys on my algorithm, and I'm just like, cool, but like, did you just go up there? You're a great artist, collect your award, move on.
Yeah, it's interesting when celebrities give their political opinions because they don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
They have no
most
fucking
of the
clue.
time. And if a lot of the things that they campaigned for came to fruition, it would affect them more than anything.
Yeah.
Like, it would actually put them, but they do it to virtue signal and to gain the approval of whoever they're trying to gain the approval of. And they don't know what they're talking about. Like, and people say, oh, well, they need to speak because they've got the platform. It's like, that's the problem. They've got the platform.
And they don't know what they're talking about.
But they shouldn't be the people talking about it. Bro, like Mark Ruffalo, I don't need to hear you give your political opinions. You play a fucking green guy that's jacked up and screams.
You
like,
play the whole.
Just do that. Just do that.
Just play that character.
Yeah.
Or like you got rappers that are twerking and talking about fucking copping this and doing that, and then they're talking about why a certain candidate is best for their city. It's like, please.
Yeah, it's their influence. That's why Chocky's good though, because all he does is that shit.
Yeah.
Like he's not trying to be an actor or anything. It's just all he does is that shit.
I love it. I actually, his content's really good, but I'm sure it pisses off the other side. I saw, what's her name? Anthony Mundine the other week had a sit down with Pauline Hanson, and they had the most opposing views, but at the end of it, they just gave each other a hug and said, yeah, all good. Like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a great, that was
a good, it's just a respectful way to communicate.
They just punched on for an hour. They hated each other. The views were completely different, and they gave each other a big hug after and said, "It is what it is. Move on."
It takes such a level of maturity though for people to be able to communicate about things that they disagree on and not hold it against the other person. It takes a degree of maturity. Like, I don't know, the biggest IQ test for me is 2 places. At a dog park.
Yeah.
Because people are just so emotional about their animals and they just overreact and just don't know how to manage the situation correctly. And on an airplane. On an airplane, when the plane lands and everyone just stands up as soon as the plane lands to go nowhere.
That is, if I have a pet hate in life, it is that moment where you literally and everyone just stuck, and then they're standing there with their head
the next like
this for 10 minutes from like you literally, or they try and rush past you from behind you. Like there's an etiquette. It just goes in aisles. Like every aisle. So I've actually made in the past, I've actually gotten up and stood to block anyone that wanted
100%.
To run through. And I've made sure if there's any people in front of me, you go first.
Yeah.
I don't care how much in a rush this person is.
Yeah.
If you're in that much of a rush, pay extra and get seat number 1.
Yeah.
Don't fucking try and steam.
I'll inconvenience those people as much as possible just out of spite. Just out of spite, I'll just inconvenience them. And then once I do stand up and they're like up my anus trying to get out of there, if my bag accidentally hits them in the head on the way down, I'm sorry.
Well, Danny got so angry the other week. She came back from Melbourne and she was helping people with their bags, come like from the overhead locker. And she was helping this lady with their bags and then she couldn't reach one bag. And then this old man was like, she goes, "Oh, can you just help me with that bag?" And he looked at her as if like, I'm not going to put myself at risk getting a bag. And he goes, "Oh, okay." And then he grabs it and he goes, "Oh, another bag, the ones that you should have put, you should have checked in." And she goes, "These aren't my bags. I'm helping the people behind." This guy thought they were all her bags.
Oh.
And then she was just like, "You piece of shit. First of all, you're a man and I'm a young lady. You're going to fucking get the bag and help me." And he just was like, "Oh, I'm not going to risk my back to grab these bags."
People are just miserable.
What an absolute pathetic piece of shit. Anyway.
Yeah, it's not hard to, I don't know, because it's funny, a lot of people, you know, when you're out and about, they're scared to engage or they're insecure or whatever. They don't want to talk and they, you know, put their head down. And I find this so much more in Sydney than anywhere else. People just put their head down and they'll walk past and they're like, "Oh, I don't want to communicate with anyone." But if you just break down that little gay wall that you have inside, you're like, "Oh, I'm too scared to talk." And I go, "How the fuck are you?" And just have a conversation and just be positive and just go into the conversation rather than thinking, "Oh no, I don't want to talk to this person." Because if you just think, "I'm going to go into this engagement and I'm going to endeavor to have a positive outcome for me and them, whether I make them laugh, I tell them a good story, I motivate them to do something, whatever, then we're going to both walk away feeling better from it." It's really not that hard to do.
Well, that's why I've been spending a bit of time at like RSL clubs and stuff. Like I'll go have lunch or like a steak, like a sailing club or something, because when you go in those places, because I'll go have lunch somewhere else, it's a bit more like just isolated me. But when I go to those places, there's always a couple of Aussie dudes there. They're always having a beer at lunch. They're always good for a laugh. And I actually I'm going to go to like a sailing club tonight and have a steak because the people there are actually funny and they want to chat and it's a good laugh.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm more at home in that environment where everyone's just there to.
If you go in there with that mindset though, so many people go into that situation and they're a bit closed off.
Yeah.
But if you just fucking don't worry about that shit.
No one gives a fuck at the end of the day. Everyone just wants to go and have a laugh.
Just have a positive attitude and it works out better.
Since our last episode, what have we, new flavors or the new product?
Oh, yeah. I mean, everyone listening to this probably knows we did an exclusive product. We did final. I'll tell the story behind it.
Yeah,
I've told the story so many times.
Yeah, but this is a good platform to tell.
I know.
Remember, the people that are listening to this, these are true.
Yeah.
These are the bands.
Last year at some point, we had about 1,500 jars in 2 different colors. So 3,000 total for a product that we weren't making anymore. And we're like, all right, what can we use these jars for? So we thought, let's just make the most insane pre-workout that we can possibly make and not worry about costs and do it as a limited edition run. Because there's products from competitor brands that have been brought out limited edition, but they're not limited edition. They say they are, and then it becomes a continuous product. And I don't know, it's just a bit of a way. It's just a bit distrustful in my opinion. So we made Final Form. We could have taken a pretty good dividend at the end of last year or made Final Form. Like, fuck it, let's make Final Form instead. And this is as a marketing exercise. And it retailed for $89. And everyone's like, "Oh, how come it's not coming back?" Well, the reason it's not coming back is because 1, I said it wasn't going to, so I'm sticking to that. And 2, it would need to retail for $109.95 for a 15-serve product. And everyone's like, oh, I'd pay. It's like, yeah, would you? But
When you
have a business, everyone's like, oh, you should make trucker caps, or you should do this, and they tell you all this shit you should do. And it's like, why? So you can ask one for free. Why? So you can not buy it. So anyway, yeah, and it went really well. We produced 3,000 units. We sold 3,000 units in a day and a half. And we had one store of ours, Loyal Nutrition in WA, who sold, they bought like 192 units just for their store, for their 2 stores, and they sold 100 in 3 hours.
Really?
Yeah, online.
Far
But he built so much hype up to that. Everyone thinks like he just, David is his name, David Taylor, and Jed, his business partner. Like everyone thinks, oh, he just sold that in 3 hours. But like the thing that, when we had the conversation with him that we're doing the product and we sent him some samples of it before it went on sale, he was like doing the hype work on his Instagram, or secret pre-workout, this, that, like building hype for it. So he sold 100 tubs in 3 hours, but he spent like 6 weeks building up to that 3 hours.
Have you had someone take the 2 scoops of it?
Yeah, I do. I did it for like a week straight.
You did the 2 scoops?
Yeah, for like a week straight.
How'd you go on that?
It was mad.
Yeah, that's wild.
It's fucking...
That's
it's fun.
Strong, man.
It's fun, but it's intense.
What did you say the equivalent shots of coffee would be for 2 scoops?
Oh, like 10?
Shit.
Yeah. Yeah, it was intense. It was intense, but it's fun.
Oh, yeah, wow.
It's not, but again, limited edition. You know what I mean? It's not something you can do all the time.
No,
but it's crazy the response that the product had. Insane.
Well, doesn't it go to show that there's still a need for extremes in products? People still want the most.
I know you might not realize this because you're not in sports nutrition, but that's what the majority of people
just want nuts.
Yeah, they just want like, that's why we do 2 brands. We do a brand that's more for an educated consumer and transparent, and then TXA, which is more of a brand for a mainstream consumer that just want flavors and fucked off their head.
Well, naturally, I feel like there's a progression in the industry. If you've got people that are starting off in training and they'll go to the extreme stuff early on, or they'll build up to it. And then over the time, then they'll look at the more educated stuff.
Bro, it's so funny. There might be stores that sell way more high stim, but if you look at the person managing the store or owning the store, they use non-stim.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean? So there's like I'm said, there's a difference between what the educated user wants and what the mainstream consumer. And mainstream consumers are becoming more educated, and those higher quality products are becoming more popular. But there's still just a massive market of people that just want to be off their head.
Well, look at those people.
But sometimes they might need it. You know what I mean? Like
they might be truckers, might be living.
Yeah, bro, that'd be so hard. So I get it as well. There's a need for it as well.
I used to get to the point, well, I knew something was wrong, where I'd get to the end of the day, I'd be where at uni, work, whatever it was, all day. And then I'd get to training and I could not begin to think about training unless I had a high stim pre.
Yeah.
And once I had that, then I was like, now I'm ready to train.
Yeah.
Whereas I think that was the problem. Like I should be not relying on it, but using it as a bonus, because that would just get me back to level.
Yeah.
Whereas you should be level and then you need something to get more performance. But I would walk in being like, if I don't take this, I can't train.
It's way better being able to train without having to take exogenous forms of caffeine.
It's so funny when you mention people's opinions on your business, because I was just thinking on that. I can't tell you the amount of people that have walked into the gym that have like recently signed up that'll throw 10 opinions at me.
Yeah.
You should get this, you should get that, you should get this. And then like a month later, they'll just like move into state.
Yeah.
They'll throw all these opinions at you, acting like they're going to be here for the next 5 years, you know, long-term this, oh, I like this piece better, that piece better, why do you have, and then I'm like, well, first of all, everything you're saying is bullshit. And second of all, they're just like, oh yeah, I can't afford to live in Sydney anymore, I'm just out.
Yeah.
So it's like, you're a waste of my time. Why did I sit there and listen to all this shit?
Why you don't listen to anyone's opinions?
You don't.
Sometimes like I don't want to say always, but it's sometimes why you don't read the comments. Because like there's a lot of good comments on social media, but sometimes the comments can just be like, if you're reading the comments in some situations, not all, but some situations, you're essentially asking an idiot for their opinion. I don't want to ask an idiot for their opinion because I don't care about an idiot's opinion.
It's so funny because I obviously, you know, we both love gym equipment. It's such a passion of mine. I love upskilling in gym equipment and seeing what's the best. But at the end of the day, no matter what brands we've got, whether it's the best brands, I feel like you, me, anyone who's got experience in the industry can build a very, very high quality physique on anything pretty much. You don't need...
There's the basics and then there's just fun stuff.
Yeah. So like, if someone said to you, Mike, you know, I'm going to give you $2 million, you're going to go live overseas and you've only got access to an Anytime Fitness with live fitness equipment, you will look great. Like there wouldn't be any...
Barbells, cables.
And even if you just had a couple of standard pin loaded stuff, standard plate loaded, all that. Anyway, everyone's got this absolute hate. There's this war on equipment with whether it's Hammer Strength or it's Life Fitness, whatever brand it is, Matrix, Techno Gym, everyone, they hate those brands. But
Hammer Strength is good.
I think it's great. Well, as a gym owner, it's one of my favorite brands because it's longevity, it's servicing. I had a piece break last week. The guy came out same day and fixed it.
Yeah.
Like, if you're a gym owner, it's great. Obviously, maybe some of the tension profiles, people freak out about this lengthened range and have the tension. Like, it's blown up a little bit. But it was funny because I was watching a video from 1996 Battle for the Olympia. And Flex Wheeler and Chris Cormier walked in. And that whole session was done on original Hammer Strength. Like,
do people really complain about tension?
Everyone
profiles.
Does. Oh, that's this whole generation, this next gen, all they care about is being able to load the lengthened position. Like, for example, the old Hammer Strength plate loaded press, one that Phil Heath and Jay Cutler would use every day for 20 years. People hated it because it got heavier in the contraction. People were like, there wasn't much tension in the stretch. Fair enough, whatever. But I mean, if you watch Phil Heath and Jay, they said that was their favorite piece of equipment. And I used it for years. I only swapped it over because I've got something that's a bit more unique in our gym. If I had enough space, I obviously would have kept it. But given that all the commercial gyms had that piece anyway, I was like, well, I may as well get the Strive one because no one's got that. But people really, really, that's all they care about.
That's so interesting, eh?
I find
any of them, like it just seems like such a like bro argument, like to be that guy that just is like, oh, just shut the fuck up and train. Like, I don't want to sound like that miserable person, but it's just interesting. Like, it's as if their attention and effort is being placed in the wrong areas.
Oh, totally.
Like, everything's placed in education and like you said, strength curve, and that's, like, good stuff to know, but nothing beats effort. Nothing beats effort and consistency. If you just train with consistency and a lot of effort and you eat with the effort, you're going to get the result. It's like, I personally think the whole coaching thing is blown so out of proportion. And I understand, like, it's great for people, but it's like, it's not that hard. You just eat a bit less and your output is a bit more. You just get your bloods done. That's it. Like, it's really, like, I don't understand why there's such a, it's crazy to me. It's not, it's overcomplicated, and it's, I don't know. Everyone's so serious and everyone is always trying to do a post on Instagram and use such big words and sound so intelligent. Everyone thinks that they're at the highest point of intelligence and everyone's looking up to them as the authority, and they talk down to all their followers and this using certain words to try and sound way bigger than they are. But it's just like, it's just like, where'd the fun go? Where did the fun go?
Where did the trial and error go? Where did, being so regimented and rigid with a program, not being able to have a bit of flexibility, like people.
But every like almost every bodybuilder now thinks that they're some sort of scientist and they've got some sort of degree in the way that they talk and the way that they approach things. They just try and sound so intelligent. It's like, man, we are just muscular guys. Like, just shut the fuck up. Just lift the weights and eat the food. It's, I feel like, I don't want to, and I'm not hating on anyone or trying to be negative, but personally, I just feel that the whole thing is just a bit blown out of proportion. Everyone needs to just chill.
Well, I was talking to a dude at the gym a few months ago. I remember the conversation because I was like, oh, we got a new machine in the gym. You're going to try it? He goes, oh, no, I can't try it now. I go, why not? Like, just do it on your leg day. He goes, oh, no, this block, I have to do it next block. I'll ask the coach if we can do it the next block. Whereas it's like, you want to try it. It's in there. It's not that much different to one of the exercises you're doing. Just swap it in if you want to use it. Like, things don't need to be that
phased. I'm in a health phase. I'm in a building phase. I'm in a mini cut phase. Just, you know what I do? I just do off season and pre-contest. That's it. I just have 2 phases. And then every now and then I might just have a break altogether. So there's essentially 3 phases, but 2 main ones. Off season, pre-contest. Then when I finish the show, I'll probably have a break. And a break for me is just not train that hard and just not eat exactly to a diet. Like, I don't know.
Isn't it funny when you, like, I know I find myself always bringing up the past. I mean, the reason I bring up the past is because it's when I did the most amount of research and I was watching so much on YouTube and I was listening to so many bodybuilders. So, I mean, I don't focus so much on it now because half half the time I'm listening to someone now, they're not even an open bodybuilder. They're in different federations, different divisions, or different. So I don't really care what they're doing. And plus, I don't actually get motivated by a lot of people's training anymore. It's kind of boring. But don't you find it funny that a lot of the guys in the 90s would compete and then take 3 months off completely?
Yeah.
Like completely. And then they would then have an off season and then a pre-contest. But half of me says, well, they're probably not progressing as good as they could have because they weren't utilizing that off season as good. But then the other half of me goes, well, maybe they were because they're giving their body, their receptors, everything a complete rest.
And their mind.
Yeah.
And their minds. Like, yeah, it's good to have other interests and other things outside of bodybuilding because a lot of people are just so locked into just that. Like, again, I don't want to sound negative, but someone with a very mediocre physique, never going to probably even win their class. Like, not to be mean, but just being realistic. And they're just posting their cream of rice meal. They're posting their next meal, their next meal, their next meal. It's like, man, like, no, but you know what? In a way, I'm glad you love this because you're not going to get any rewards from it. So as long as you're enjoying yourself,
doing this,
and you're loving it and having fun doing it, knowing you're probably never going to get anything back from it, as long as you're at peace with that, amazing.
Well, but off that, I was going to say, like I said before, we haven't chatted briefly about, we won't talk too much about it, but the Olympia results last year. I know our audience always value our insight into.
Yeah, so it's a tough one because what did Samson place? Third?
It was, no, I think he was fourth, wasn't it? Because it was Derek, Hardy, Andrew Jacked.
Oh, he was fourth.
Then Samson, I'm pretty sure.
So Samson gets a bit of a raw deal because, he's too big. And then you need to come in more shredded. Then he comes in more shredded and he gets fourth.
Yeah.
He gets a bit of a raw deal. But, I mean, he definitely didn't look as good as he's looked in the past. And I don't understand all the hate for Derek. I don't understand it. Like, everyone says his front double biceps, his worst shot. His front double bicep is amazing. Yes, he might not have the most perfectly peaked biceps, but the silhouette of that physique is insane. Like the taper of the waist, the flaring lats that come out, like he's Mr. Olympia. He's the best. Like he is the best. He deserves to be the best. I don't understand why anyone hates on him for it. Like
I think the hate or the dislike would be more so because when you think of the Mr. Olympia, a lot of the time your head goes towards the big physique, the big frame, the Samsons, the Andrews, the people that are, you look like
a superhero.
And they're tall, they're muscular,
Yeah.
like even, looking at someone like Phil, who was nearly, just under 6 foot, Ronnie, Jay, these guys were 260 to 300 pounds. And then the 212 bodybuilders were a different look altogether. Whereas now it's almost like the two, your 212 Keon and your open Derek, it's almost like they're of the same kind of build, if that makes sense. Like obviously he's a lot bigger, but they're of the same kind of stature.
Yeah. I don't have any issue with Derek winning. I think he looks awesome. I think he looks absolutely awesome. Like, I don't have any complaints about that, the placings at all. And if they shuffle them around a little bit, I probably wouldn't complain either. They're all so good.
I think at that top 4 level, it's kind of like and it's a big difference. Everyone always says it, but when I did go to the Mr. Olympia and I did sit quite close to the front, it is so much different when you're
The most impressive thing about Derek, though, when he turns to the back and just hits a rear double bicep, like, how can you argue with that? You know what I mean?
And that's the Mr. Olympia pose.
It's so impressive.
That's the Mr. Olympia pose.
Like, if I personally, do I prefer the physique of a Samson or an Andrew Jacked? Yeah. Personally, if I had to look like one of them, I would choose one of those big guys that looks like an absolute alien superhero in real life. But if you put Andrew next to Derek in that back double bicep, I can easily see why Derek beats him in a bodybuilding context, even though I prefer Andrew's physique.
It's just so hard. You being also a taller guy as well, being those taller guys, trying to etch out every part of that physique and maintaining that level of fullness.
It's a lot of tissue.
Maintaining that fullness while being that shredded.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing is being a larger frame, achieving a level of condition and having enough time to fill back out. And like achieving that condition without pushing yourself into the point of no return in regards to flatness.
Well, Derek and Hardy can actually come in a little bit flatter.
Yeah, because they haven't got as much frame to fill out, for sure.
I think they've got a little bit more room for error in their physiques, whereas if you bring in a flat Samson or a flat Andrew,
it looks really bad.
Because their physique it looks like they're out of condition. It looks like they're flat. It looks like they're holding fat. but it shows in their physiques. And it's harder to peak those physiques.
Yeah.
Because how much food would you think would have to go into those guys across a week to fill them out?
At least 1,000 grams of carbs a day.
Yeah, and see that. Imagine you get that wrong. Imagine you get your fluid wrong, your diuretic wrong. Whereas with a smaller frame, you can kind of just.
It's so funny though, because I saw someone was interviewing Derek after he won, and they're like, "Oh, what are you going to eat after this?" And he's like, "Man, I've eaten so much food to fill up. I don't care. I just want to have some water." And it made me think of my last contest prep as well, because like I was eating like 1,000 grams of carbs a day, and I just didn't want to eat anymore. And I was so lean. I was like, I just don't want to eat. I just want to have a really cold lemon lime Gatorade. That's all I want.
It just gets to that point where all you crave is fluid, but then you got to be careful pushing too much fluid, because then
because
then you swell up.
Yep, it's a sensitive time for your body, that's for sure. But yeah, it's just funny. Like people would assume, oh, these guys probably can't wait to get off stage and start eating. When you're just like, man, I don't even care. I'm so full. I've eaten so much food this week.
And there are some physiques. Like I remember when Phil Heath came to Australia and he was helping Alid Barry peak for his show. And like in some of his earlier shows, he barely ate to fill up. He would just eat, 4 or 5 meals with the same carbohydrates that he was eating throughout his prep, sweet potato and rice. He had a rule. He told him, he said, you got to have at least just 3 simple meals before you get on stage. The day before, it was like 300 to 500 grams of carbs. On comp day, he would have 3 meals, and then he'd have a few little sugary things to help. But it was quite simple. But I find now people are realizing that the physiques are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. They're pushing that fullness. And some of the amounts of food, I didn't see this amount of food 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah, but sometimes as well, like if you think about it logically, each week of your prep, you've looked better and better and better each week. So why would you change anything that you're doing? You know what I mean? You might just, like you said, have those 3 meals that you would normally have, plus a bit of sugar before you go on stage just to get some more veins out and some more blood flow. Like that's a perfectly sensible way, in my opinion, to approach as well. But it's just case by case. Like I'm not getting coached by Dean anymore. I'm doing my own thing now. I'll probably do a consult with him once a month just to make sure everything's good from a health perspective and everything like that. But I just feel like I'm at a level of experience now where I just don't feel the need to talk to someone about it or send photos of myself or it's just not that hard.
You can just take responsibility for your own physique.
Yeah, I just don't think it's that hard. Hard. Like I've been lifting weights and eating food for a long time, and I just don't think it's that difficult.
No, I
just don't think it's that difficult.
I think you're more than capable of handling your own physique.
Yeah.
Should we answer some questions?
Yep.
I think this is
not a single intelligent question was sent to my inbox.
The second that Q&A went up, everyone just sent some bullshit. All right, what do we got? All right, let's have a look. Do you want to kick us off, or do you want me to go?
You go. I'll sort of pull mine up.
All right. Would you rather train with barbells only for the rest of your training career, or have Mike Israetel train you on world-class equipment with 3 reps in reserve forever? Also, you have to kiss both after every set.
Man. Okay, well,
so barbells only.
Oh shit, sorry.
So what you would be limited
to? So barbells only, or Mike Israetel trains you, or whatever good equipment there is.
The best equipment.
But it's 3 reps in reserve and you have to kiss him after every set. Is that what it is?
You know what? Take the kissing part out, because that will lean it towards barbells.
Yeah,
the kissing part's the game.
The kissing part alone equals barbells. But the thing is, like, obviously I know what answer they're trying to get here. They're trying to get barbells only. But the thing is, the amount of fatigue, like how tired I would be all the time. Like I did deadlifts the other day, and the next day I was cooked. Like my central nervous system, and that makes me think as well. You know how there's like this whole thing that everyone goes on about fatigue management? Like, oh, manage fatigue. It doesn't mean you don't want to get any fatigue. It just means you don't want to get too much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there's a difference between muscular fatigue and central nervous system fatigue. And with a barbell, if you're lifting heavy weight for a lot of reps, there is a shitload of systemic central nervous system fatigue.
You wouldn't need to train more than 3 or 4 days a week if you had barbells only. Because think of the exercises you would have to do.
I would choose Mike Israetel because
imagine just sitting like.
Bro, I would get so sick of just doing 3 exercises with a barbell. I'd get so over it, and I would just know that everything would be sore all the time, and my spine would be sore, and I'd just be in the worst mood every day because I would have so much CNS fatigue.
I pretty much train. Well, most of my sessions are with barbells. The first 2 exercises, I just couldn't be bothered looking at Mike Israel's head for.
Yeah, but you're not going to do a whole. How can you build a physique on just barbells?
Well, think about it. I would do for upper body. It'll be incline barbell, flat barbell.
Bro, stop trying to sound tough. When it comes to central nervous system fatigue, you are a bigger pussy than
No,
anyone.
I'm not.
Yes, you are.
I still train on barbells every week.
I know you do, but when you get central nervous system fatigue, you are the first to tap out of life over anyone. Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Yes, ask Danny. Ask Danny.
No, I'm good. I've trained on barbells every week.
I know you do, but if you were to do all your workouts on only barbells, the amount of central nervous system fatigue you would accumulate,
but I wouldn't be able
you'd be gone.
But 3 reps in reserve on just equipment. I could get away with the central nerve. I couldn't avoid barbells. My sessions would have no purpose. What would I do? Like backward.
And the other thing to consider as well, if it's just equipment, like I feel like
that's boring.
So is barbells, bro.
Yeah, but I'm saying
that's why you need a mix of both. But if you were to do just equipment, you'd develop all these fucked up imbalances in your body where like your back sore or your knee sore or this is sore because you just don't have all those little stabilizing muscles that you use from a barbell that essentially keeps your body together so it can function.
The Mike Israel component to me is I just can't do.
I would struggle with the Mike Israel component as well because I'd have to like talk to him.
That's the punch.
And it's not that it's talking to him. It's just like when I train, I don't want to talk to anyone really. You know what I mean? Like if you and I cross over, we talk shit between a little bit of sets, but then we go off and don't see each other for another 20 minutes. But if you're with someone the whole time, like, bro, I couldn't fathom. I was thinking about this the other day. I couldn't fathom training with someone. How annoying that would be.
Oh man! Unless it's someone that you both have your headphones in, you just know the drill.
No, even still, because like you have to change weights and this and that. When you go in there by yourself, you're not worried about anyone else. You don't care what anyone else. It's just purely focused on what you're doing.
The weight aspect is hard if you're on 2 different strength levels. That's the worst.
I reckon it's the best how we do it. I see you in the gym. We train at the same time. I'm doing a different body part to you. We can talk to each other for a little bit here and there if we want to, and then just go off and do our own thing and then see each other again later.
That's the best.
But yeah, training with someone and just having to communicate and take them into consideration during that hour, 2 hours in the gym, I'm not taking anyone else into consideration.
That's the thing. It's your time to just, meditate basically.
So what are you going to choose? Barbells?
I'm choosing barbells.
I'm going to choose Mike Israel. I'm going to choose Mike Israel. And hopefully he gives me some of his money. Okay, so do you know who Roll Roses Jr. is?
Who's that? Is he a fighter?
Yeah. Do you know who he is?
No.
Look it up.
Roll.
So R-A-U-L.
R-A-U-L.
Roses. R-O-S-A-S.
Junior.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Yep.
He looks a bit like a...
He looks a bit...
What? Describe him.
Dude. Wow. I know. He kind of looks a bit like Hispanic and Asian.
He's an interesting looking guy. Like he could easily be a Muppet. Like
that's probably it.
Okay, so this is my high brow level of question. Pounded by Francis Ngannou or a blowy of Raul Ruzas Jr. with eye contact to save your family?
Pounded by Francis Ngannou, like just bashed.
Which is
a
UFC, which is
I know Francis. He's the highest striker.
But for people that don't know, the lineal heavyweight champion, so like 260 pounds, just black, just lean.
Yeah, so him bashing the shit out of you or getting a gobby from this dude.
Yep, to save your family.
I couldn't. Nah, the eye contact's pretty gay. Nah, I'd get.
I reckon if you got pounded by Francis Ngannou, while that's so emasculating, I feel like you'd get a bit of respect. From
there's
people
honor in that.
Yeah,
there's honor in that. Yeah, there's no honor in getting a blow drop from that guy.
Like getting pounded by Francis Ngannou, it's less gay because, like, you withstood the beating.
But it's an honor to...
You withstood the beating.
Imagine coming out of that and everyone goes, oh, he took the bashing over the blowjob.
Yeah.
He took the bashing.
Yeah, also too, you're choosing the path of most resistance.
I reckon you get applauded. People, you'd come out with a broken nose.
You gain respect. It's like when sometimes when there's a fight and a guy loses, but because he puts on such a stellar account of himself, he gets more respect.
I feel like you would leave, not only is your family saved, you would have more respect.
Yeah.
Whereas if you say you get the blowjob with the eye contact, everyone's like, what?
Yeah, that's just like, what? Who's that?
You'll walk around the rest of your life. I'm like, that's the guy.
Yeah. Whereas if you walk around with taking the frames off and people clap when you walk,
it's easy for us to say now. Until how long would it be for? Like one full round of getting smashed?
No, it's not saying pounded as in fighting him. It's saying pounded as in
like getting. I thought you said pounded like it's
nah, pounded.
Oh my god!
That's what I'm assuming it means.
I thought it said pounded as if like
no. I still feel like you get more respect because
I feel like you get more respect from that. Yeah, because they'll be like, all right, okay, wow. I thought it was like getting bashed by him.
Well, if someone says pounded, like this is obviously a sexual question.
All right,
like pounded, I'm going to assume that means
penetrated by Francis Ngannou. Or,
you'd still choose Francis because, like I said, I answered that. Everything I said previous was knowing what that meant.
People would be like, he took the harder route.
He took the harder route.
Yeah,
it's less gay.
It's less gay. Yeah, the eye contact's pretty.
That the eye contact's what makes it a bit too.
All right, that was a bit of a plot twist. All right, here's a good one. Hopefully okay. Question is, what's your price to be a cuck with your missus, but you can't ever be unfaithful to her, and she can be with whoever she wants. Also, you have to watch every time with her with someone else. Going full Adam 22. Do you know the context around Adam 22?
Yeah. Want to explain it for people that don't?
Oh, no. I'll tell you something. Our audience will know the law around Adam 22. Did you see him?
So basically, it's just asking your price to be a cuck.
But like a proper cuck, like Adam 22 level cuck. He got in a boxing match.
Well, he's monetized it.
He got bashed by the person that had sex with his wife.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because he has monetized it and he's done quite a good job of doing so. It's one of those situations where you can make money, but at what cost? You can make money. Like my DMs are full of plenty of men from other sexual proclivities propositioning me. And, I could choose to take that route to make money, but at what cost? Do you know what I mean? There's other forms of currency besides money, and self-respect and dignity is one of them. And I value that above any financial gain. So
what is the cost financially? There is a number.
There's not.
Well, $1 billion.
No way.
$1 billion. Do you know how much $1 billion is?
Like, it's a lot of money, but like,
it's a lot of money.
I know it's a lot of money, but I don't know. Like, it's just like a spiritual, moral boundary that you just don't cross. Like, if you're to cross that,
what are the keys to the universe? You are everything.
Yeah, but that's not going to happen. That's not.
Well, there's a cost. It's like, name your price. Not to say you're going to get that price, but what is the price?
What is the price?
Yeah, like you're not going to. It's just saying like
I just couldn't do it. I'm being honest, and I usually answer these questions really, really honestly. And I'm thinking like logically what it would actually take. That's just the line that I just can't cross because then I know within me I've got that that amount of sellout where I'll sacrifice something sacred for my own selfish gain. Where if I know I've got that in me and I can be weak to that once, I can be weak to that again. So I don't know. It's just, if I don't cross that line, I can just maintain my own level of self-respect and hold my head up high and be proud of myself. Where if I cross that line, I just become like an OnlyFans girl.
That's fair. That's
the most honest answer I can reach.
That's fair. Look, I would struggle to come up with a number because in that number, you're like, yeah, I've got all this money, I've got all this fame, but then it's like, you need to sit down and watch and it says you got to be faithful to her and you've got to watch it every time. So it's like you're locked into this relationship. You have to be a part of this relationship.
Yeah.
So
you
can't, it's not like you can make all this money and go with someone else. It's like you're here now forever. At what cost is it going to be for you to watch her
for over and over and over again?
Over and over again.
Yeah. See what I mean?
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
It's horrible.
You know what?
But the thing
what would you do with the money? You go and drive nice cars, and you come home and just get.
You cry. Yeah. The thing is, there's Adam 22s out there that are willing to do that. Do you know what I mean?
He literally.
A nice car's not worth it, bro.
He had a boxing match with Jason Love, the porn star, and Jason Love bashed the shit out of him.
I'm pretty sure Adam 22 took that fight on like a week's notice or something like that as well.
The shit.
Did you watch it?
Bashed out of it's been all over my algorithm. He got smashed.
We got time for one more question.
Got smashed.
Yeah, but yeah, of course he did. He's just like an ex BMX guy, and he's fighting like a dude from the hood. Like, of course he's gonna get smashed.
Do you have anything? All my questions require a bit of detail. What do we have for the last one? Something short.
Okay, like stupid or serious? I actually have got
whichever one you prefer. We've done a couple of stupid ones.
Do you believe where you are, city, plays a big role, or mainly your own mindset? So I think the question's like, do you think living in the city influences you to be more driven, or if you live in the, do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I think 100%. I think that when you're playing, when you're communicating, when you're hanging around like big fish, when you're learning from them, like I've learned so much just from my clients, from people around me, like you get motivated by that, where I feel like in other places you're not having those conversations.
Well, I agree with you, but also from someone who's lived in coastal towns and who's lived in the country, I feel like you're born with it, and you're drawn to be in these places because, like you said, you're around more opportunity, you're around bigger fish. There's people you can learn from. It's good to grow up in it like you have, but also I was sort of drawn to it, and I had to come to it because.
But you were born with, like you had that. You were born
with
it. That's what
I mean.
And then you chased it. But then since you've been here, how much have you?
Yeah, but you have to be in that environment.
Because you could have comfortably just stayed where you were, lived a simple life.
Those areas are pretty quiet, and people are successful there. But personally, I was just drawn to just being a bit more involved and having more accessibility to opportunities and the ability to make shit happen. So, yeah, obviously there's going to be more opportunities in a big city.
Yeah. All right. On that note,
thanks for listening. I'm sponsored by a chicken company now. It's called Protein Prep Co. Use the code Mike20 and save 20% on your chicken. And then on the TXA website, you can use Mike15 and save 15% on your supplements. And it's a great way to stay in shape.
See you later.